Pleasant afternoon to everyone. I am Kim Dominic M. Aurelio, and I am the leader of this group. Our topic is all about critical categories of personal finance.
Good day, everyone. I'm Alaini C. Perez, and I am the first reporter in Group 2. Our report is critical categories of personal finance. First is debit and credit. So now let's elaborate what is debit. Debit card is used as a payment of method instead of cash when we buy things or services. It is directly from your bank account when you purchase. For example, you have 100,000 pesos on your debit card and you are about to purchase a new smartphone worth 20,000 pesos. By using your debit card, it is directly deducted on your bank account and your balance will be automatically 80,000 pesos. And that's how we use a debit card. Now let us proceed to its importance. Debit card is important in three different ways like cashless transaction, a direct deduction on your account, and lastly, it helps you to avoid overspending and debt. For example, you want to buy something and you don't have cash. You surely can use your debit card. And if ever that you have cash, but it is short amount on your need money, you can use your debit card as a mode of payment. And dito na papasok yung it is directly deducted on your account because once na ginamit mo ang iyong debit card, mababawas siya sa balance mo in your account. Then, it helps you to avoid overspending and debt because debit card is do not lend money to you. Because debit card, iyo talaga yung pera na ginagastos mo doon. And of course, it is helpful because hindi ka maa-attempt bumili ng mga bagay na hindi mo kailangan kasi limited yung pera mo. And also, debit card has a limit, a daily limit, and it is up to the bank how much is your limit. It can be 10,000 or in other bank it is 20,000 pesos. Next slide is pros and cons of debit card. And here are the pros. Debit card is convenient and widely accepted. So nowadays, debit card can be used in almost all stores in Philippines and also in the other countries or in the world. And no annual fees. Debit card has no annual fees, unlike credit card, and it can help in budgeting. So, si debit card it is a limit, a daily limit or a small daily limit. Debit card is also is your own money. So, hindi ka makakapanghiram and magagastos mo is yung sariling sayo lang and so you can limit yourself to sa paggamit ng debit card. And also, debit card is interest fee. Unlike credit card, pag may hindi ka nabayadan, magkakaroon yun ng interest. So, si debit card has no interest fee kasi sa'yo naman yung pera na ginagamit mo. Then, now let's proceed to the cons of debit card, which are limited fraud protection. So, unlike credit card, debit card is more weaker than the credit card. And the least you can do is report that your debit card has been stolen or lost so that the bank can deactivate it. And spending limit depends on checking account balance. And yun, it can be a advantage kasi hindi ka magkakapag overspending, but then pwede rin siyang maging disadvantage kasi limited lang yung magagamit mo na pera. Kasi sa debit card, mas maliit yung daily limit niya compare sa credit card. And also, debit card is kung ano lang yung laman ng wallet mo or ng bank account mo, yun lang yung pwede mong i-spend. Halimbawa, you only have 10,000, then pwede yun, walang limit doon kasi 10,000 is pasok sa daily limit mo. Pero 10,000 lang yung magagastos mo, hindi ka makakautang kasi debit card ang gamit mo, hindi credit card. And last is possible overdraft. So, si overdraft is masyadong delikado. Pag hindi ka nakapag-monitor masyado sa iyong bank account, is possible na magkaroon ng multiple overdraft kung saan magbabayad ka dun sa mga errors, and pag hindi mo yon na monitor, lalaki or maybe baka maubos yung balance mo kakabayad sa overdraft mo. And ano nga ba si overdraft? Now let's proceed to the cons of debit card. First is limited fraud protection. In debit card, it is weaker when it comes to protection compared to credit card. So the least we can do if our debit card is lost or stolen, we should report it to the bank so that the bank will deactivate it. Second is spending limit depends on checking account balance. So in debit card, its daily limit is smaller compared to the credit card. And of course, your limit is the amount you have in your checking account balance. Example, 10,000 lang yung meron ka. So, the amount na pwede mong i-spend is just 10,000 kasi hindi ka naman pwedeng mangutang gamit yung debit card, of course. Then, possible overdraft. May mga bangko na hindi na nag-i-issue nitong overdraft na to, pero may iba din na nag-i-issue nito, yung overdraft fee, lalo na sa ibang bansa. So, nangyayari ito kapag, halimbawa, bumili ka ng isang item, tapos mas mahal pa siya kaysa dun sa balance na meron ka sa iyong account. Example, you're about to buy a furniture cost 30,000 and ang nasa debit card mo lang is just 20,000. So, pag ginamit mo yung debit card mo, the first $5 kasi na excess, wala siyang bayad or hindi ka magbabayad ng overdraft fee. Pero kapag lumagpa siya sa $5, magbabayad ka na. So, yun, lalo sa ibang bansa, meron silang 4 to 6 times day na overdraft fee pag hindi mo na monitor yung iyong debit card, and also kapag may trouble na transaction. Like yun nga, yung may babayaran ka tapos mas malaki pa yung babayaran mo kaysa dun sa account balance mo. So yun, and may iba din na bank sa ibang bansa na nag-i-issue sila ng 12 times a day na overdraft fee. So, sa debit card, kailangan mo siyang i-monitor na maigi so that ma-avoid mo yung possible overdraft.
Good afternoon. My name is Marinoe A. Asprek and I'm the next reporter. So, ang i-report ko naman po is si credit card. So, ano nga ba si credit card? Credit card is a thin rectangular piece of plastic or metal issued by a bank or financial services company. So, si credit card and debit card is may pagkakatulad in a way na it is for cashless transaction. Si credit card, pwede mo siya gamitin once na nag-purchase ka ng mga goods and services. But that is credit. Ibig sabihin, babayadan mo siya at the end of the month gamit yung salary mo or yung income mo. Once you use your credit card and purchase a product, i-issuehan ka ni bangko ng resibo that states your expenses for the whole month. And kapag hindi mo siya nabayadan ng buo, yung balance mo is lalagyan na ng interest ni bangko. So, proceed naman po tayo sa importance ng credit card. First important is, pag ginamit mo siya responsibly, wala kang magiging problema. And pag nabayadan mo siya monthly, pag hindi ka nagkaroon ng mga balance or interest. Pagka ganun yung nangyari, possible kang bigyan ng rewards like cashback na pwede mo magamit for travel and emergency purposes. Next is, it is safer to carry than cash. Tama naman, kasi si credit card, pwede mo siyang ilagay mo lang sa wallet, then ilalabas mo lang siya pag nag-purchase ka ng mga goods and services. Kumpara kay cash na minsan makaka-encounter ka ng mga peke, ganon, na hindi naman natatanggap pag nag-purchase tayo ng goods and services. Next is, it helps you to build a credit rating like no other instrument can. So, when we say credit rating, parang ito yung nagde-define na good payer ka. Ina-apply to sa business and sa government. Pag na-build mo yung credit rating mo, and wala kang maging problema for issuing another credit card. Proceed naman tayo kay advantage and disadvantages ng credit card. first advantage is short-term financing option. Pasok dito si credit card kasi within a month lang yung itinatagal ng utang mo dun sa credit card. Hindi gaya ng iba na tumatagal ng taon, gaya ng loan. Next is, can build your credit history. Like I said earlier, mas maganda kung maganda yung credit history mo para makapag-issue ka for another credit card sa mga bank na gusto mo or sa mga bank na pinagkakatiwalaan mo. Third is, may offer cashback rewards. Maganda rin to kasi yung mga cashback and yung rewards na natatanggap mo sa bangko is magagamit mo for travel or for emergency funds, ganon. Last is, strong fraud protection. Advantage din siya kasi nga, card siya and monthly na monitor mo kung ano yung nangyayari sa card mo through sa pagbabayad mo ng mga expenses na nagamit mo sa loob ng isang buwan. Disadvantages of credit card. First is danger of overspending. Dahil nga walang limit si credit card, maaring ma-overspend or mapasobra yung gastos niya and hindi niya na namalayan na medyo malaki na pala yung nagiging utang niya for the whole month. And at the end of the month, dun lang siya magkakaproblema kasi baka hindi kasya yung salary or yung income niya pambayad dun sa mga nagastos niya sa loob ng isang buwan. Next is, another disadvantage is interest payment. If hindi ka makakapagbayad monthly, dun lang magkakaproblema. And yung interest is depende sa company or sa bangko na panag-issuehan mo ng credit card. Third is, disadvantage is late payment fees. Kapag na-overspend ka and hindi mo na nakontrol yung paggastos mo, baka maipon yung mga balance or yung mga hindi mo nabayadan and tumaas na yung interest mo. Last is, can hurt your credit score. Kapag nangyari sa'yo yung tatlong disadvantage na nabanggit ko, which is danger of overspending, interest payment, and late payment fees, maaring bumaba or maapektuhan yung credit score mo and worse, hindi ka na ma-issuean ulit for another credit card na gusto mo sa mga bangko or sa mga bangkong pinagkakatiwalaan mo. So, there are credit card companies in the Philippines like BPI, which is Bank of the Philippine Island, East West Bank, Security Bank, and Asia United Bank.
Good day, everyone. I'd like to quickly introduce myself. I am Alma B. Vicentino, and my topic is all about insurance. Now, what is insurance? Insurance, it is a contract represented by a policy in which an individual or entity receives financial protection or reimbursement against losses from an insurance company. So kapag sinabi natin insurance, ito yung bagay na kung saan nagpo-provide siya ng protection against a possible eventuality. Halimbawa, yung company at employee, may agreement sila or contract na nagsasabi na yung company nga ang magko-cover sa magagastos once na na-aksidente o nagka-injury na yung employee nila. And ano ba yung mga types of insurance? So, nandyan yung tinatawag natin na life insurance or personal insurance, property insurance, marine insurance, fire insurance, liability insurance, guarantee insurance, and social insurance. Ngayon, ano ba yung importance o bakit ba mahalaga yung insurance sa isang tao? So, sabi dyan, it ensure that you are financially secure to face any type of problem in life. Sa insurance kasi, it will secure your family's future today and tomorrow. So, kapag wala po tayong insurance and then nagkaroon ng emergency which is gagastos ka ng malaki, it's either withdraw your savings, get a loan, or borrow money from your friends. Eh what if wala ka ng kahit ano? Halimbawa, let's say si Mr. De La Cruz. So, si Mr. De La Cruz, nag-apply siya sa isang company. And then, nakita niya na malaki yung kikitain niya kapag nag-overtime siya. Kaya lang, habang nagtatrabaho, naisip na gusto niyang bumili ng magandang cellphone. So, nag-overtime siya. And then, nung nakaipon at sumweldo na siya, bumili siya ng magandang cellphone. During his working hours, parang may nararamdaman na siyang nananakit sa katawan niya. And gustong-gusto niya na sabihin sa asawa niya yung sumasakit sa katawan niya. Kaya lang, hindi niya nasabi kasi inatake na siya sa puso and dinala na kaagad siya sa ospital. Ngayon, nakita nila mag-asawa yung hospital bill nila. Hindi naman sila nag-invest sa health insurance. Saan sila ngayon kukuha ng ibabayad nila? Kahit ibenta or isang lapa nila yung cellphone na binili nila, hindi naman yun magiging sapat para mabayaran yung hospital bill nila. So dun lang nila na-realize kung gaano kahalaga yung insurance. Sa insurance kasi, hindi lang siya nakakatulong to boost the confidence of a person to explore and to work, but it also helps to cover their financial during emergencies, at least half of it. Sa insurance kasi, ang alam ko may percentage siya kung magkano yung makukuha mo. And depende rin iyon sa napagkasunduan nyo. Hindi po kasi pwede na kayo yung magde-decide kung magkano ang mapupunta sa inyo. Pros of insurance: financial protection for your family. It completes your financial plan, decrease both volatility, potential to earn rental income. So, kagaya ng halimbawa ko kanina, hindi natin alam kung kailan at ano ba yung darating na problema. So, si insurance, hindi lang siya nagko-cover ng financial problems natin, tumutulong din sila hindi lang sa mga employees na mag-take risk sa mga challenges. Madadagdagan yung confidence nila sa pagtatrabaho at matututo sila mag-explore pa na walang iniisip na financial problems. So, most of employees kasi natatakot na silang mag-try ng ibang job kasi palagi nilang iniisip na ayoko dyan, delikado dyan baka kung mapano ko ay kawawa naman ang family ko sa gagastusin. At least, iba kapag alam mo na may insurance kang kinakapitan. And then, cons of insurance. It can be expensive if you're unhealthy or old. Inflexibility and liquidity, potential loss of values. It is easy to be misled if you're not well informed. So, ang problema lang naman sa isang insurance ay yung may kamahalan na siya. Lalo na kapag ikaw ay matanda na o kaya naman ay unhealthy person. And also, it easy to be misled or maloko ka because you are not well informed about their insurance policy. So, most type of insurance have varying rates of premiums and you should be very careful about it. So before buying a policy or bago ka maniwala sa mga policy nila, kailangan masiguro mo muna or malaman mo from the very beginning if you have a guaranteed premium throughout the policy or kung mayroon ba itong pagbabago from time to time in relation to inflation.
At first, let me define real estate. Real estate, it is all about natural and man-made resources, which includes the water, trees, bridges, buildings, and etc. The best example of this real estate is the land, properties, yung mga ganun. The next is the importance of real estate. Real estate is one of the safest investments one you can make, because the value of property is very rarely goes down, and you can also assure that the value of properties doesn't get devalued as more building rise up. If you want your value to be safe for generation for now, then buy buildings, buy lands. In that case, you can easily survive for your daily or basics needs. Makakabili ka ng gusto mong bilhin. Malaki ang impact na naitutulong ng as a real estate kasi malaki ang sakop nito. Mamaya elaborate ko kung ano yung mga sakop ng real estate. And some reasons why real estate is the best investment. Number one is the natural appreciations. It includes the total populations are constantly increasing. Kumbaga, patuloy na nadadagdagan yung mga tao or yung population, mas lumalawak yung populations. In that case, mas laki ang impact nito or mas malaki ang epekto nito sa real estate. Kasi the the people or the citizens are need to place to live and need to do business. In that case, maraming real estates na pwedeng magampanan nito. Kagaya dito yung mga hotels, yung mga sa businesses naman, yung mga offices rents, tapos yung mga commercial, industrial, agricultural lands. Kabilang dito yung mga mga ganong scenes. Kasi sakop ito ng real estates. Then after nun ay yung number 2 na market cycle, which is malaki ang nagiging impact din ito sa mga real estate investor kasi ang market cycle, ang ibig sabihin niya is kumbaga umiikot siya. May times na bumababa yung value ng isang property or land, example, bumababa siya ng 100,000. Then as a real estate investor, bibilhin mo siya as much as you can. Kaya mong bumili as much as you can ng iba't ibang property kapag mababa yung value. And after nun, pwede mo siyang ibenta sa kapag, 'di ba, naikot nga yung market cycle. Pwede mo siya ibenta kapag mataas na yung value. Pwede mo siyang ibenta depende kung ano yung kalakaran sa market cycle. Then another thing is the diversification, which includes the commercial, industrial, commercial complex, agricultural land, which is common livelihood ng mga netizens ay yung mga farmers, which it covers the agricultural land. Ayun, to generalize the advantage of real estate, we all know that ang real estate is steady lang siya. Kumbaga, patuloy na dadagdagan or patuloy kang kumikita. Syempre kapag naman 'di ba alam natin na ang population is constantly increasing. Kumbaga, syempre lahat ng tao kailangan ng magnegosyo, kailangan kailangan nilang matitirahan. Kumbaga, ibig sabihin, kailangan nila ang real estate. Real estate ang makakasagot sa kanilang mga pangangailangan, na kung saan real estate ang makikinabang sa kanilang pangangailangan. At ayun ang kagandahan as real estate investor, patuloy na lumalaki or patuloy na dumadagdag or nag-i-increase yung cash flow mo, which is to achieve or to fulfill your objectives or goals. Tapos to generalize the disadvantage of this real estate, ayun nga, dahil nga medyo ang value ng property is medyo mahal or malaki talaga ang kailangan mo ilabas na pera or i-invest na pera, ganun ang disadvantage niya. It's too expensive at saka dun sa mga different taxes, mga ganun. Ayun ang mga disadvantage ng as a real estate investment. Ayun, ang real estate talaga is malawak ang sakop nito. Kagaya nga nung sinabi ko kanina, yung mga commercial, industrial, agricultural lands, yung mga hotels, apartment, rents, yung mga ganon, commercial complex, yung mga different malls, shopping malls, yung mga malalawak na kaya nga complex. There's a quoted by Warren. According to him, kung hindi ka magiging madiskarte or hindi ka makakahanap ng alternative way para magkameron ng pera bago ka matulog, mamatay ka ng pinaghihirapan mo or naghahanap ka pa rin ng pera. Syempre, hindi ka naman magkakapera kung hindi ka gagawa ng paraan or hindi ka didiskarte para magkameron ng pera. Kumbaga, hindi lalapit sa'yo mismo kusa or hindi sa'yo pupunta mismo kusa ang pera. Kung hindi, ikaw ang gagawa ng paraan para magkameron ka ng pera. Kailangan mo ng way or diskarte para magkameron ka ng pera. Nang sa ganun ay maka-survive ka for your daily needs at mabili mo yung mga gusto mo or pangangailangan mo.
Good afternoon everyone. I'm Alaysa Sinang and I'm going to discuss about tax and the credit score. First, tax. Tax, it is a mandatory financial obligation to be paid to the government. In a simple words, ito yung nagsisilbing kita ng gobyerno. Their source of fund. At yung money na nakokolekta nila under the taxation system is yung ginagamit nila para sa development ng ating bansa through their plan and projects. Tax are very important sa health. Tax go to the health services like social health care, social security, na ang nakikinabang is tayo din mga citizens. Sa education, it is one of the most important recipient of tax money through furnishing, funding, and maintaining the public education. As well as the governance. In good governance, they ensure that yung nakakolek nilang money or the tax ay magagamit nila or will be benefited to the citizens of the country. There are two types of tax, the direct tax and the indirect tax. Pag sinabi nating direct tax, sila mismo yung nagbabayad sa government. For example, nito is income tax sa isang business or bilang individuals. And that tax is based on a person's ability to pay. The higher the income, mas mataas din yung tax na naleles sa kanilang income. Pag naman sinabing indirect tax, hindi siya direct sa government. Taxpayer, on the other hand, a person and goes to the government. For example, ito is VAT. For example, sa mga goods and services, the product cost is 200 and there is a 15% of VAT. Yun, magbabayad ka doon ng 215 pesos. There are advantages and disadvantages of tax. Advantage of tax sa healthcare, sa public education, yung mga politician na namumuno sa ating bansa. Sila ay nagtatrabaho para sa ikagaganda ng ating bansa. Yung mga sahod nila is doon ang gagaling sa tax. Sa yung mga improvements of transportations. Basta this tax will help for the better economy. Meron ding disadvantages si tax. Sa isang business, if you are employed, yung income mo is nababawasan pa ng tax kasi mandatory yung tax. Sa halip na may malaki yung panggastos mo, nababawasan pa. And then sa mga products and services, bawat product and services na binibili mo, meron dun tax sa halip na marami ka pang paglalaanan ng budget mo.
Again, I'm Kim Dominic M. Aurelio, and my topic is all about state planning. At first, what is state planning? State planning is all about plan for the unexpected. Yung mga hindi mo inaasahang pangyayari. But it's not just all about that. It also includes the incapacity or disability. Ayun, ang importance ng state planning dahil nga sa na yung nabibigyan mo ng finance or finance assistance yung mga loved ones mo or naiwan mo or yung mga incapacity or disability. Malaki ang tulong nito sa mga taong naiwan mo or sa mga disability or incapacity. Kumbaga, malaking tulong ito para mapunan yung mga kulang nila or mga pangangailangan nila in their daily needs. Tapos, kabilang dito yung mga, syempre, state planning, syempre maraming mga tax or mga attorney fees. In state planning, medyo reduce na yung mga tax na babayaran mo. At saka yung mga attorney fees kasi kasama na din doon yun sa state planning. Isa din yun, kabilang din yun sa mga objectives ng state plannings para ma-reduce or to avoid the tax na binabayaran kasi medyo mahal talaga yung kapag dating sa mga tax at saka sa mga attorney fees. Ayan, there has 3 objectives within state planning. Number 1 is to distribute the property according to parties' intent. It means by state planning na i-distribute siya na mas maayos kasi naka-include dito yung mga pangalan na mga gusto niyang mabigyan or gusto niyang matulungan or doon niya ipapangalan yung gusto niyang iwan na property na para lang sa kanya. Then number 2 is to avoid probate. When it comes to probate is halimbawa may lola ka pa na buhay o tapos ikaw namatay ka na. And nag-state planning, hindi ka nakapag-state planning, tapos may mga properties ka na naiwan na walang nakapangalan, na sa'yo lang nakapangalan, pwedeng ang yung lola mo ang mag-claim ng property mo kahit ayaw mo, kasi wala kang state planning. Pero kung may state planning ka, ma-avoid yung probate na yun kasi may mga representative na dapat mag-claim ng mga properties na iniwan mo. Pangatlo is avoid and reduce the taxes fees. Kumbaga, sa state planning includes na dun yung mga attorney fees, tapos yung mga taxes fees includes na dito. Wala ka na masyadong babayaran sa mga tax and attorney fees.
Here are the 8 personal finance you need to know. After-tax income, monthly expenses, debt total for each loan, savings and savings rate, interest rate for death and saving rate, credit score, net worth, and years to desire retirement. After-tax income, it is the earning of an individual where mandatory deduction like Pag-ibig Fund, Social Security System or SSS, and PhilHealth will deducted on a monthly salary. And bakit nga ba kailangan ay alam ng isang tao ang after-tax income niya? Kasi hindi lang naman ang importante is makita natin halimbawa yung resibo na ay ito yung sweldo ko and ang nakaltas sa akin ay ganitong halaga. Hindi dapat yun nun. Dapat alam natin yung after-tax income natin para mas ma-handle natin ng ayos yung ating personal finance. Like, halimbawa, gusto mong kumuha ng isang loan. If alam mo yung personal after-tax income mo, hindi ka mahahassle sa amount na pwede mong i-loan kasi alam mo na ito lang yung sinusweldo mo. And pag nagbabudgeting ka, alam mo yung mga other expenses mo. So, may mai-save ka pa kahit alam mo na may loan ka. Syempre, i-adjust mo yung amount ng loan mo or pwedeng i-adjust mo yung other expenses pag alam mo yung after-tax income mo. Monthly expenses. This could be payment on anything you spend within a month, such as credit cards or personal bank loans. Depending on how you categorize your expenses, you could include car or housing payments here. Individuals' normal monthly expenses are for housing like rental payments and food expenses, transportation, bill payments like electrical, water, and also cell phone bills, and last is insurances like health insurance and life insurance.
Debt total and for each loan. So ano ba kapag sinabi nating debt? Hindi ba't utang? So dito, you must be aware of the minimum payments for each loan you have, as that will tell you how much you must pay toward debt every month to avoid penalties and other negative impacts to your financial health. So dito sa debt, dapat alam mo kung magkano ang babayaran mo every month. Alam mo kung magkano yung minimum payments for each loan you have, and alam mo dapat kung kailan ang due date at kabuuan ng binabayaran mo sa loan. Nang sa ganon, wala kang penalties na nalalabag and hindi ka nagigipit.
Okay, next is savings. Kung gaano ka-importante sa'yo na malaman yung lagay ng utang mo, dapat ganun din ka-importante sa'yo na maintindihan ang pag-ipon and yung savings rate. Kasi may mga benefits siya kapag maaga kang nag-ipon. Kasi marami ngayon na ini-ignore yung salitang savings or tsaka lang nila naiisip kapag medyo matanda na sila ganun. Kung nagbabala ka mag-ipon para pag nag-retire ka may pera ka, much better na gawin na agad or agahan mo because the length of time savings is more impactful than amount saved each month. Kasi may benefit yun once na nag-ipon ka ng maaga sa bank na gusto mo. Okay, next is savings rate. It is the percentage of people's income after nila magbayad ng tax or yung mga bills nila sa bahay nila. When we say savings rate, if you're saving 50% of your income, you're closer to your break-even date, which is the date when your savings can support your lifestyle on your own. A higher savings rate means you'll be able to retire earlier or have more money during your retirement. Sinasabi dito na kapag mataas yung savings rate mo, which is 50%, for example, 50% ng income mo yung nasa-save mo, maaaring mapaaga yung pagre-retired mo o kaya may pera ka, may sapat kang pera after mo mag-retired. Savings rate is calculated by dividing your monthly savings amount by your monthly gross income, then multiply it by 100 to get the percentage of your savings rate. Okay, next is interest rate for debt. Sinasabi dito na it is the cost of debt for the borrower and the rate of return for the lender. Ang computation niya is simple interest equals principal times interest rate times time period. For example, if you take out a 300,000 mortgage from the bank and the loan agreement stipulated that the interest rate on the loan is 4%, this means that you will have to pay the bank the original amount of 300,000. And sinabi rin ni bank na within 5 years mo, mababayadan yung 300,000. So, bali ang computation niya is 300,000 which is the principal, 4% which is the interest rate, and time which is the 5 years equals 60,000. Bali ang pinaka-interest mo na sa buong 5 taon is 60,000. Bali ang mapapunta kay bangko is 360,000. Okay, last is interest rate for savings. Sinasabi dito na when you earn interest in a savings account, the bank is literally paying you money to keep your cash deposited there. Sinasabi dito na parang pag naglagay ka ng pera dun sa bangko nila at nagka-interest yon, parang si bangko yung nagbibigay ng interest sa'yo. Hindi kagaya sa interest rate for debt na ikaw yung nagbibigay ng interest kay bangko. The computation is interest equals P times R times N. P stands for principal amount, which is the beginning balance of your account. R is for interest rate and N is for the number of time period. For example, if the 10,000 deposit is in an account that earns only 1% interest per year, the interest rate would be expressed as 0.01. In this case, the calculation would be 10,000 times 0.01 times 1. The 10,000 is the principal, the 0.01 is the interest per year, which is 1%, and the 1 is the number of time period, which is 1 year. Laging 1 year yung binibigay ni bangko sa mga interest. And the calculation is 10,000 times 0.01 times 1 equals interest of 100.
Credit score, ito yung numerical expression that tells kung ikaw ba ay pwedeng pautangin ng bangko or hindi. Pag naman sinabi natin credit report, ito yung mga information about your credit history. Kahit na may credit report ka na, hindi mo pa rin malalaman na you are credit worthy. Kung dapat ka bang pautangin unless meron daw interpretation ng credit history or report dun sa account. Paano mo nga ba malalaman yung credit score mo? Here in the Philippines, there are government agency, the CIC or the Credit Information Corporation. Lahat ng financial institution, they are required to submit information and the CIC create credit report. The most popular credit scoring is the US FICO scoring. It ranges 300 to 850. Kung mas mataas yung credit score mo, mas possible ka o mas madali kang pautangin ng mga financial institution like bank, corporation, pag-ibig. The graph showed how credit score calculated. Payment history. This is the most significant part of your credit score. Lenders want to know kung nakakapagbayad ka ba ng utang mo on time. Kung responsible ka dito, then para mas mataas yung credit score mo, make a payment on time. The amount owed. It refers dun sa halaga ng inutang mo, kung paano mo ito gagamitin kasi ini-evaluate ito ng mga financial institution, yung mga lenders na nagpapautang sa'yo. And the length of credit history. Lenders want to see that you have a long credit history and keep your account open. Para makita nila kung kaya mo bang mag-manage ng utang mo, that you are responsible enough with your credit. Credit mix. It refers to the multiple types of loan account you hold. credit cards, student loan, mortgage, car loans. Through credit score, take credit mix. Doon mo ipapakita na you are trustworthy as well as your payment history, kung paano ka magbayad, yung kakayahan mo magbayad ng utang mo at mag-manage na you are mixed loan. In your credit, if you have many credit account na sabay-sabay, isa ito sa magiging problem ng mga lenders. Maybe they will think na hindi ka ganong ka-responsible pagdating sa mga loans. Kumbaga, they will think na hindi ka ganong kagaling mag-manage ng money. Net worth. Net worth is the value of what you own or have, financial or non-financial asset, minus anything you owe or the liabilities. Example of financial asset is cash, stock, bonds, bank deposit. Non-financial assets include tangible assets like land, houses, property, plant and equipment, vehicles. And liabilities, those accounts payable like loans, mortgage, student loan, car loans. What's the point of thinking about our wealth in such term? Bakit hindi na lang tayo mag-focus sa kung magkano ang ginagastos natin or kung magkano yung kinikita natin? Simply because it teaches us to look at our entire finance. Pag alam natin yung ating net worth, you gain an understanding where you are financially and the progress in terms of financial. Hindi lang ito tungkol sa kung magkano yung kita mo or ginagastos mo or sa inutang mo, it's about your overall financial picture. Net worth is equal to asset minus liabilities. For example, your overall assets is 1 million and your liabilities is 500,000. Your net worth is 500,000. All net worth is not positive. It can be negative. Kung mas marami o mas mataas pa yung liabilities mo kaysa sa asset na meron ka, your net worth is negative.
Years to decide retirement. So mostly naman sa nagre-retire sa serbisyo ay nasa age 60 pataas. So dito pumapasok na yung tinatawag natin na retirement planning. So sa pagre-retire, pwede mo naman siya planuhin anytime. Kaya lang mas maganda kung nakadepende siya sa financial planning from the beginning. Bakit? Ito kasi yung best way to ensure a safe, secure, and fun retirement.